Hello, I'm Mark Haney, and I'm here today to talk to you about the NovaDrier series. We have the original NovaDrier, the ND series dryer. It has a very simplistic control, and it's very easy to use. Additionally, we now have introduced the ND3 type dryer. This one has a color touchscreen control, and it has the ability of adding a dry convey package with things like a 7-day timer and all the features that you'd want to have, a recipe system within a dryer system. Both dryers are extremely simple dryers. They require almost no maintenance, and both work on the same principle. They have a semi-permeable membrane in there. The compressed air from the supply side would come through a two set of filters. The first filter is a 1 micron filter, and the second filter is a 0.01 micron filter. The air passes through those, they go into the control box, and in the control box, it splits into two circuits. The first supplies the air to the membrane itself. When the air goes into the membrane, it goes in at 85 to 125 psi. The air supply to the unit can be lubricated air. It can be from a screw compressor, which is most common, and it can be either refrigerated, or even if a dryer is not on the feed system like a refrigeration dryer, it's fine with that. It'll remove any of the contaminants, water, oil that are coming into the unit, and the air supply to the membrane itself will be clean. You don't have to worry about contaminating this membrane because the membrane is a once-through system. It doesn't have a return air coming back to the membrane like you would with a desiccant type dryer, which could lead to contamination of the desiccant in those there. So in this product line, we offer a lifetime warranty on the membrane itself, and then we offer a 5-year warranty on the product as you see it here. In this product line, when the air passes into the control box here, you end up splitting the air into those two streams, as I said earlier. The first stream, as it goes through the membrane, it can go in at up to 85 dew point air, and the second one goes to a second stream. There are two inlets in this hopper in order to distribute the air in the hopper. The first one distributes into the very bottom of the hopper the -40 air. Into the middle section of the hopper, we take the air that's leaving, a portion of the air that's leaving the top of the hopper, and we recirculate that air. So it passes out of the top of the unit, goes through a filtration system, goes through a venturi in there. So in none of these units are there any moving parts. It's the only dryer system in this industry that has no moving parts. It just uses a desiccating type membrane in order to produce the -40 dew point air. And you can have any, like I said, any kind of air going into it. Now, when this air splits inside the cabinet, some of the air, it goes to an air mover. The air mover allows that for 1 volume of compressed air usage, up to 5 volumes is recirculated. So it uses very little air in order to cause that. So instead of having a blower system with moving parts, you end up having just a tiny bit of compressed air used to cause this air to go through the second loop. By having this, you have two temperature controls. The first temperature control controls the air temperature going into the lower section of the hopper from the dry air source, from the desiccating membrane. The second one controls the temperature going to the upper loop. Typically, in almost all cases, these two temperatures are set exactly the same. This product is a microprocessor type product, and this is a PLC based product. The addition of this PLC allows us to have features on this one like a 7-day timer or a dry convey package where you can pull from the Gaylord into the drying system and from the drying system to the machine. This one and this one, either one can be used either cart mounted as you see I'm here, or on the top of the machine and directly gravity fed into the machine itself. The door of the system's open now, and in here there is a distributor of air down in the bottom section here that distributes the -40. And as you can see up in here, we have the air going from the recirculated airstream. These together provide a system that uses very little power and uses very little compressed air. Compared to systems that don't have this two-stage type desiccant delivery system of the dry air, you have the requirement of about 3 times the power and about 3 times the compressed air usage of a normal drying system. So there are both compressed air dryers on the market, and there are membrane type systems on the market. Compared to any of these systems, this 2-stage drying system uses, like I said, 1/3 of the compressed air and 1/3 of the power of competitive type systems. And all you have to do is set the 2 temperatures. Typically, once again, they're set the same. If you were doing something like nylon, you'd be setting them both at about 180 degrees. If you were doing polycarbonate, you'd be doing around 250 degrees. The real nice advantage of these type drying systems is there's no cooling water required for these systems, and you can dry resins from as low as 100 degrees Fahrenheit to 350 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit with these systems, and there's no change in the system. Many of the competitive type desiccant type systems require you to use water, and the water may be a pre-cooler in some cases. The water might be an after-cooler in some cases. In none of these systems is water required to go anywhere from a material like a PETG that dries at 140 degrees to PET at 350 degrees. The system can dry all of those resins and dry them well in these type of drying systems. As you can see, the 2 temperatures are the same. This one additionally includes a PLC type control system. This one has a touch screen control, and this one you would just merely enter the temperatures into the front of the unit here. So now that we've covered the 2 basic designs and some of the typical parts of how the air circulates in the unit in order to do the drying of the resin and the resin drying capabilities, I want to talk a little bit about some of the particular advantages that are available with the touchscreen control on the ND3 type drying system. On this one, we do have the ability on this cart mounted unit, you can see it's very easy to move around type cart, to put a dry convey package. That means it has a convey blower included in the frame system here, and we can pull from a source and then deliver to another source, such as taking from a Gaylord or a surge bin or something like that, and delivering it onto the machine. We also have the capability of using a typical vacuum loader on the top of this unit, and then on either of these units, and then delivering that to 2 destinations. And those 2 destinations could be 2 different machines. So it could be located with the Gaylord between 2 machines, and they could share the common source. So with the distribution system of the dry convey, you have up to 2 inlet or outlet destinations available. Now I want to talk about some of the features that are available in the touchscreen control. The touchscreen control also has 7-day timer. It has a recipe-based system. It has an alarm history. It has trending of all of your dryer parameters and delivers all of that here. All of these systems with the touchscreen control have the ability of doing screen reflection. So Merely you could put into the system the the IP address of this touchscreen, and all of it you could take remotely. So from a typical iPhone or handheld device, from your computer on your desktop, you could take control of the touchscreen here and then do all the operating parameters from a remote location. That allows you to not have to run out to the plant in order to make changes on the dryer system, or if you happen to be at home and you got a call that something was wrong with the drying system, it wasn't doing it, you could find out, is it the drying system, is it a resin, or is it a machine problem? But you could do all that remote without coming into the drying system itself. And all NovaTech drying systems have the ability of communicating with other NovaTech drying systems. So you have the ability of reviewing this through your convey system or something along those type of lines. Now let's get into the details on the touchscreen control. Now I'd like to talk a little bit more about the touchscreen control available in the ND3 series. In order to operate the system, you merely turn the system on. It's on now. Right now already pre-selected, and that's the one we're going to go with, is PA6 as you're drying. It says to have a 4,000 ppm inlet moisture, a 2,000, those are selectable type things. You can see already the drying system is already making minus 40 dew point, and you can select both the upper and lower temperatures that you'd like each of the two legs of it, or select it from the resin menu. In this, we have a lot of things that are available. You can go into here, you can set your time and date system. You can calibrate the touch so you don't fat finger the system, and it adjusts to your touch. It's whether or not you want to use the Genie system. If there's a dryer schedule, if you want to start stop in this system, you can have the unit automatically come on and start at a predetermined time during any day and go off during any time during the day. You can turn on the energy saver features. You can set your maintenance schedule. For instance, you might have a system that you know your material is very dusty. So there are some predetermined setups in here, but you can also adjust these. And if you know your filters are getting dirty quicker, you can change this. Or if you know your filters are much longer between changes, you can go with that too. You can adjust the hopper probe and the Genie parts of that system, and you can also go into here and we trend the temperatures from your lower system heating. We can text the upper heating. We can trend the dew point, and there's various options as far as the amount of material you want on the screen. So you can have a whole lot of data for a long period of time on the screen, or much less data for a period of time. Also, it keeps a running log of all of the different parameters that may go into fault through the system. If you had an over temperature at some period of time, might be common if you didn't turn your air supply on in time. In the Genie system, it will show you the normal drying curve for the PA6 resin. It will show you, assuming you are coming in at 4,000 parts per million and you wanted to go out at 200 parts per million, it calculates the drying time that's required in that system, automatically sets you up for that, because in many cases, even though most resin manufacturers may give you a dry time of 3 to 6 hours, this will actually, by measuring the inlet moisture of the system, will tell you actually what's coming into the system and the actual dry time that it would take in the system. In the probe, it'll measure your temperatures throughout,
the drying hopper, and will tell you whether or not the dryer is operating correctly and to the parameters that are in the drying curve. That's most of what the touchscreen is capable of. Also, you can, through this, you can turn on your dry convey package, and any of these features, you can call Novatech if you aren't sure of those. The loader controls. You can adjust the fill time, dump time, the number of cycles that you'd have before you get an alarm. It would tell you your purge time. This can be adjusted for both the machine loader and the drying hopper loading system. So you have the full capabilities of the drying system all available through the touchscreen control.
Thank you for spending some time with us today on going through the NovaDrier product line. If you have any other questions about this or any other Novatech type products, you can go to www.novatech.com. You can call us at the factory at 410-789-4811, or on the website it also shows you who your local representative is, and you may want to contact them directly, and they'll come and visit you and just explain all the virtues of this product line.